I've always been of the opinion that when you bag on someone, you also have to give them praise as well when it's due. And I haven't quite seen a situation quite like Michigan and Olivier Nkamhoua, who committed to Michigan today. It was just a short 48 hours ago where I said things were looking bleak as Michigan was rightfully out of the race. I mean, it was confirmed they were out of the running 48 hours ago. And then 24 hours later, it appeared to be the exact opposite. Michigan was right back in it. And then today on Wednesday, he commits, officially signed with the program. The program announced his addition today. And here we are. Things look a lot different for the Michigan basketball program 48 hours later than when I made my reaction to Nkamhoua being out of the running for the Wolverines. So I'm not going to sit here and say that, Michigan is now a Big Ten contender, Big Ten favorite, I should say, after Nkamhoua's addition. I mean, they've still got 2 open scholarship spots, but today looks a lot brighter than it did even yesterday, which is a good sign. And credit goes to the coaching staff for seemingly coming back from the dead here and getting this done. I know a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff, and I can't speak on it too much without burning some sources and things like that. And I don't want to do that. That's not what I do. But some significant momentum was made with the NIL part of the equation, which certainly helped bring Michigan back from the dead. I mean, I think all along Nkamhoua wanted Michigan, but some outside sources wanted other places, like an agent wanted West Virginia, a parent wanted something else. But I think when Michigan came back and sweetened the deal with a competitive offer, I think that pretty much sealed the deal for Michigan. So some behind the scenes progress was made in regards to NIL. So if this can continue with other recruits, I think Michigan is in a much better spot when it comes to the transfer portal and even recruiting moving forward, which is a big deal because, things were, and I said the word bleak after Nkamhoua initially said he wasn't going to Michigan. And I believe that. I do believe that it was bleak. Now it's looking a lot less bleak, especially if they can continue to prioritize guys and work quickly to get things done. Things are a lot brighter in Ann Arbor. And depending how the last 2 roster spots fill out, I mean, there's still guys coming in and out of the portals, 23 recruits, withdrawing their letters of intent from schools and getting back on the open market. So there's opportunities for Michigan to fill those spots. And if they could do it quickly, I think, you're looking at a much better Michigan basketball program than 48 hours ago. That's how quickly things can change and the narrative flips on its head, especially when things are getting done that needed to be done. I mean, it's clear that Michigan can't operate in its current Michigan basketball, can't operate in its current state with NIL. You can't just say, hey, you'll get this if you come here. Other schools are doing the upfront stuff, and I can't say that for sure that they're doing the upfront stuff, but I mean, to seemingly come back from the dead 48 hours later, something had to be done. I mean, that's just common sense. So I think right now with Nkamhoua, again, it's not like the this turns. They don't need to worry about the 2 other roster spots. He's going to be a guy that plays. I mean, that was one of the big selling points for Michigan, and one of the things that really attracted Nkamhoua to Michigan in the first place is that they have a role for him. And, this makes Michigan better. There's no doubt. You're talking about a guy who averaged about 10 points a game for Tennessee, which, is fine. It's like a role player type of deal. So we don't really know what Nkamhoua's ceiling is going to be for a year. But, it adds front court depth that Michigan desperately needed. It adds some veteran presence that Michigan also needs. And this guy's played a lot of basketball, which Michigan needs. So it checks a lot of boxes. As I said, I don't think it transforms right now where Michigan stands in this current format right now. I don't think Michigan is a team to beat in the Big Ten. I think they're about a middle of the pack Big Ten team. But again, a middle of the pack Big Ten team is still considered an NCAA tournament team. So I do it goes without saying Michigan needs to fill out these last 2 roster spots to really, and you got to do it with talent. You can't just add warm bodies just to fill spots. I mean, you got to add guys that'll be that'll add some value. And I think if Michigan gets the right value, I think they could be very competitive in the Big Ten, which, is a lot different than what we were kind of thinking not too long ago. So I'm happy to eat crow. Even though it wasn't some big, thing that where I said, show me, this was kind of no one really expected this. So I'll happy to eat the crow. Things are not as bleak. I credit Juwan Howard for working hard behind the scenes to get this done. And Michigan is in a much better spot today than it was yesterday with Nkamhoua's addition. And, still a long way to go. We're sitting in June. 2 open roster spots doesn't sound as bad as 3. And, those 2 roster spots can be filled with guys who can make an impact. So kudos to Juwan. They proved a lot of people wrong, proved a lot of doubters wrong that they can, recruit competitively in this current climate of college basketball. So credit where credit is due. I'm personally glad to see that things went in the right direction. Glad that I was wrong. Things are a little less bleak today. So again, still got 2 roster spots to fill. This team is much better than it was 24 hours ago, and things are heading in the right direction. They got to continue to head in that direction. So Olivier Nkamhoua is officially a Wolverine. Wildest recruitment I've seen, and wildest turnaround I've ever seen when in terms of coming back from elimination to winning a recruitment. It's impressive. It's good work. It's got to continue, though. It's got to continue. So that's my quick thoughts. Michigan basketball isn't quite back yet, but trending in the right direction. And, right now, that's all you can really ask for.